Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I'm Punita Bakshi with the Midday News. The headlines. Group of ministers meeting in New Delhi to discuss measures against COVID-19. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the nation at 8 this evening on issues relating to the outbreak and efforts to combat it. Indian Council of Medical Research says there is no evidence of community transmission of COVID-19 in India. US President signs multi-billion emergency aid package to mitigate the adverse economic impact of COVID-19. And government says 10% reduction in the number of accidental deaths in the country after new Motor Vehicles Act came into force. The government has scaled up the efforts to combat the challenge of COVID-19 outbreak in the country. A meeting of Group of Ministers, GOM, is currently underway in New Delhi to discuss ways and means to contain and mitigate the spread of the novel coronavirus. Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba and Foreign Secretary Harsh V. Shringla are also attending the meeting. The high-level meeting of the group of ministers is being held regularly to review the current status and actions for prevention and management of COVID-19. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 8 this evening to talk about issues relating to COVID-19 and the efforts to combat it. The Prime Minister reviewed the ongoing efforts to contain COVID-19 in a high-level meeting last evening. The ways to further strengthen India's preparedness were discussed in the meeting, including further enhancing testing facilities. Mr. Modi emphasized on actively engaging with individuals, local communities and organizations in chalking out mechanisms to fight the COVID-19. He also urged officials and technical experts to deliberate on the steps to be taken next. The Prime Minister expressed gratitude to all those at the forefront of combating the menace. Director General, Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Balram Bhargava, today said that no evidences of community transmission or stage 3 of coronavirus infection have been reported so far in the country. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Dr. Bhargava said all tests received were negative and there is no evidence of community transmission as per these results. He said further scale-up of tests is in progress.
Majority of our patients who have arrived have a history of travel or direct contact with a history of travel. That is local transmission. We cannot say that community transmission will not happen. That cannot be predicted, and that would depend on how strongly we close our international borders, in terms of which the government has taken very proactive steps. So that should help prevent the community transmission.
Our correspondent reports that ICMR tested over 13,000 samples from 12,426 individuals for coronavirus infection. Out of these, only 168 individuals were found positive among suspected cases and contacts of known positive cases. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases has gone up to 166 after 15 fresh cases were reported from various parts of the country. The cases also include 25 foreign nationals. Out of the total positive cases, 14 people have been discharged after being cured of coronavirus. 1 migrated and 3 patients have died. So far, over 13.93 lakh passengers have been screened at various airports in the country. Indian Navy has set up a quarantine camp at INS Vishwakarma in Eastern Naval Command, ENC, Visakhapatnam, for Indian nationals being evacuated from COVID-19 affected countries. Ministry of Defence in a statement said that the quarantine camp is fully equipped to accommodate nearly 200 personnel with all suitable facilities and other arrangements. Delhi government has directed all schools, colleges and universities in the national capital to be shut down completely, both for students and staff, until the 31st of this month. In a tweet, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said all exams, including board exams, will happen only after the 31st of March. He urged all Delhiites to work from home as far as possible. Ministry of Human Resource Development has directed various bodies, including University Grants Commission, All India Council for Technical Education, and all autonomous organizations under the ministry to postpone all the examinations till the 31st of March as a precautionary measure. It has also been directed to reschedule all evaluation work after the 31st of March. The ministry has also directed to reschedule the joint entrance examination, main, as the dates may clash with rescheduled CBSE and other board examinations. New date of JEE main will be announced on the 31st of March after reassessment of the situation. Union HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has appealed to the students, teachers and parents not to panic. In an exclusive talk show, Dr. Madhur Yadav of Lady Hardinge Medical College explains the rationale behind the treatment of COVID-19.
कोरोना इन्फेक्शन को हम दो तरीके से देखते हैं। एक वो जिसमें कि आदमी को फ्लू लाइक सिम्टम्स होते हैं या सिर्फ रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन होता है, लेकिन उसको लंग इन्फेक्शन नहीं होता, उसको निमोनिया नहीं होता है। ऐसे मरीजों में क्लोरोक्विन फॉस्फेट जो कि WHO रिकमेंड करता है वो देते हैं, और एक जो हम लोग स्वाइन फ्लू के लिए H1N1 के लिए दवा यूज करते थे ऑसेल्टामिविर वो यूज करते हैं।
Dr. Mohsin Wali, who was also participating in the show, said that there is no need to panic.
कोरोना जो है एक हल्का वायरल इन्फेक्शन है। ये बिल्कुल जुकाम, बुखार, खांसी जो इन्फ्लुएंजा लाइक सिम्टम्स होते हैं उनका एक वायरस है। अभी कोई डरने की, घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है। और अगर किसी भी जगह सरकार को ऐसा लगेगा कि ये कम्युनिटी में जाने के लिए ऐसा कुछ इंडिकेशन मिलेगा, उसके लिए सरकार बहुत चिंतित भी है और सजग भी है, जागरूक भी है, तो हमको और हिदायत दी जाएंगी।
Union Minister Babul Supriyo has said hygiene is important to contain the spread of COVID-19. Sharing his message to curb novel coronavirus, he appealed to the people to maintain cleanliness and avoid crowded places.
कोरोना वायरस के बारे में आपको मैं कुछ टिप देना चाहता हूँ, बिकॉज प्रिवेंशन इज ऑलवेज बेटर देन क्योर। वो मिनिमम जो डिस्टेंस 1 मीटर की जो बोल रहे हैं उसे जहां तक हो सके आप फॉलो करिए। अगर जरूरत ना पड़े तो घर से भी बाहर जाके बहुत ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, हाथ मिलाने की जरूरत नहीं है और दूर से बोलिए नमस्कार।
US President Donald Trump has signed a multi-billion emergency aid package to help Americans mitigate the adverse economic impact of coronavirus. The bill, called the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, includes provisions offering paid sick leave for impacted workers and free COVID-19 testing. It also boosts unemployment insurance, food assistance, and federal funding for Medicaid as part of the ongoing effort by the U.S. government to combat the coronavirus pandemic. Passed by the House of Representatives and Senate, the act ensures that American families and businesses impacted by the virus receive the strong support they need. For the first time after the COVID-19 broke out about 3 months ago in Wuhan, China today said that no new domestic cases of the COVID-19 were confirmed, including in the virus's epicenter. However, a total of 34 new COVID-19 cases were reported, all of which were from those arriving from abroad, marking a sharp increase. Capital of the central Hubei province, Wuhan, which bore the brunt of the virus since the outbreak originated in December last year, also reported 0 cases yesterday. Meanwhile, yesterday saw figures in 2 European countries spike to new records simultaneously. In Italy, with over 28,000 verified cases, the number of fatalities rose by 475 in just one day to 3,000. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, 676 new cases were reported, bringing the total to 2,626. More than 2 lakh cases have been reported globally, with over 8,600 fatalities, which is nearly double than 2 weeks ago. The pandemic has spread to 166 countries around the world. Back home in Meghalaya, all tourist destinations are closed according to a notification issued by the state government in view of the outbreak of COVID-19. Chief Secretary of Meghalaya, M.S. Rao, told AIR News that the closure of all tourist destinations is one of the measures to prevent the spread of the virus. He said that the closure of tourist spots will be till the 31st of March and urged all tourists who have planned their visit in the state to put on hold or reschedule their plans.
We have issued advisory to all the tourist places to close down till March 31st, and accordingly they have actually closed down. So we are requesting all the tourists from the country to postpone their plans for visit to Meghalaya, and in fact we are also conveying that this closure may be extended up to April 15th.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. There has been a 10% reduction in the number of accidental deaths in the country after the implementation of new Motor Vehicles Act. Road and Transport Minister Narendra informed the Lok Sabha today that there have been positive results of the implementation of the new act, and the highest reduction in deaths was 14% in Gujarat, followed by 13% in Uttar Pradesh.
5 महीने के पूर्व जब ये मोटर व्हीकल एक्ट पास हुआ, उसके बाद में काफी अच्छे परिणाम मिले हैं। ये एक्ट पास होने के बाद और जो प्रयास राज्य सरकार और भारत सरकार की ओर से किए गए, अगर हिसाब किया जाए तो 10% डेथ कम हुए, एक्सीडेंट्स कम हुए, एवरेज कम हुए हैं। तो ये एक्ट पास होकर कम से कम 15,000 लोगों की जान बचाई गई है, ये मैं बहुत समाधान के साथ कह सकता हूं। और ऐसा ही चलेगा और सहयोग मिलेगा तो वर्ल्ड में जो सबसे बड़ा हमारा रिकॉर्ड है उसमें कमी आएगी।
Former Supreme Court Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi today took oath as a nominated member of the Rajya Sabha. The oath of affirmation or allegiance to the Constitution was administered by Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu. Several opposition members raised noisy protests amidst walkout. Mr. Naidu took exception to the opposition protests, saying it was unfair. Reliance Group Chairman Anil Ambani today appeared before the Enforcement Directorate in Mumbai in connection with a money laundering probe against Yes Bank promoter Rana Kapoor and others. The official said that the agency is expected to record the statement of Ambani under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act (PMLA). Anil Ambani's 9 group companies are stated to have taken loans of about 12,800 crore rupees from the bank that reportedly were under stress. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a discussion under Corona Jagrukta series. Professor Dr. Sanjay Pandey, GV Pant Hospital, and Dr. Narendra Saini, former Secretary General, Indian Medical Association, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts sitting in our studio on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. Railways today cancelled 84 trains which will not operate between the 20th of March and the 31st of March in view of low occupancy. Total number of cancelled trains has gone up to 155. Railway officials said passengers having tickets in these 155 trains are being informed about it individually. No cancellation fee will be taken for these trains and passengers will get 100% refund. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Group of ministers meeting in New Delhi to discuss measures against COVID-19. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the nation at 8 this evening on issues relating to the outbreak and efforts to combat it. Indian Council of Medical Research says there is no evidence of community transmission of COVID-19 in India. US President signs multi-billion emergency aid package to mitigate the adverse economic impact of COVID-19. And government says 10% reduction in the number of accidental deaths in the country after new Motor Vehicles Act came into force. And with that, we end the Midday News.